Hello guys, on this video I'm going to walk you through the steps of setting up a QBIC Masternode or a Qnode using Windows operating system. And for this I'm going to follow the official guide, which can be found on QBIC.io, on the official QBIC website. Note that today is April 16, 2018, so if you're watching this on a later date, some of these versions used here might be outdated. Make sure you go to QBIC website and check what are the latest wallet versions. So let's get started. Mainly you need three things to build a QBIC Masternode. First, you will need 1,000 QBIC coins. I'm not gonna cover here how to acquire those coins. I would just suggest you to go to your preferred exchange and buy those coins. Second, of course, you need Windows desktop. That's where we're going to install the wallet, where you're going to send the 1,000 QBIC coins. And then you're going to need Ubuntu Linux Vps. You can use DigitalOcean or Vultr. I will be using DigitalOcean on this example here, but both of them are very similar. Okay, so let's get started. The first thing, we need to download the QBIC core from GitHub. I'm going to open a new tab and download. So if you notice here, there's a new beta version that they don't have a Windows version for that, the package. So I'm just going to scroll down here and get the 64 version, which is compatible with my Windows version. So it's downloading. We need to extract that. I will extract all on my downloads. You can save that somewhere in your computer. For example, open new folder on my desktop. So I'll call it QBIC and I'll move that to the desktop, and I'm just gonna run this wallet. So it's asking me where do I want to store, where do I want to keep the data for the QBIC core. I'm gonna leave it default, but we can always change that. So it's asking me my Windows to allow traffic through the network. I'm gonna allow both private networks and public networks allows access. So here's the QBIC wallet. When you open up this wallet for the first time, you might run into this problem where the wallet is having trouble to sync with the blockchain. On the bottom it says no block source available, 13 weeks behind. So a way to fix this is going to tools and debug console. You're gonna have to add a few lines here that will help the wallet to sync with the blockchain. So this information is on the QBIC Discord channel on the FAQ. I am just gonna paste it here one by one, and this should do the trick. Okay. So the wallet's already synchronizing, I can see at the bottom here, with the blockchain. I think I just missed one. Let me see. Yes. So it's already synchronizing, I can see at the bottom here. And there are 3 active connections. If you go to Tools, Information, you can see that the block counts are increasing. It's 161 blocks, and there's 5 connections at the moment. I would recommend you to wait until your wallet gets synchronized before sending any coins to this wallet. The block count needs to match with the blockchain. A way to verify that, you go to the QBIC website. They have an explorer there, so you can see what's the current block height. Right here is 63407. So basically you need to wait for your wallet to get to that number. So I'm gonna pause the video here, wait for the wallet to synchronize all the way to the current date, and then we'll continue. Okay, now it looks like the wallet is synchronized. The current number of blocks is 63,407, which is matching with the blockchain explorer. This is good. So you will notice it will synchronize additional data here. You can leave it synchronizing, but the main part is already done. This will complete it in a minute. If you go back to the guide and follow the steps here, we can see that we finished B and also made sure that the wallet is synchronized. And since this wallet is the wallet where you're gonna store those 1,000 coins, and this is where you're gonna be receiving the rewards from your masternode, it recommends you here to encrypt your wallet and make it secure and back it up. So let's do that. So first thing, I'm going to encrypt the wallet. So settings, encrypt wallet, and I'll set up a password here. This password is very important, so make sure you write it somewhere. Don't forget the password, because you're not gonna have access to your coins if you lose that password. And that's what it says here. Are you sure you want to encrypt the wallet? Yes. Okay. So it's encrypted. I'm gonna reopen the wallet. So at the bottom now you can see that that your wallet's locked, wallet's encrypted and locked. So okay, that part is done. Let's back up your wallet now. Go to File, Backup Wallet. So I'm just gonna name it QBIC Wallet, and I'll save it on my documents. Okay, backup is completed as well. Let's see what's next on that guide. Backup, encrypted, show masternode, settings, options, wallets, show masternodes tab. So let's take a look at that. So settings, options, wallet, show masternode tab. Okay, so this is so we can see the masternode tab here. We need to restart the wallet again for that to happen. So I'll close it out. and reopen. So now we see the Masternode tab there. Okay, next is purchase a minimum of 1001 cubic. You need exactly 1000 cubics for this node. So I already have purchased that on the exchange. We just need to go through this tab so I can send the coins to this wallet. So I'm gonna go and receive, and I'm gonna label here. So I don't have exactly 1000, I have more than that. I'm gonna name it from exchange. I'm gonna leave the amounts blank and not request instant send. So this will create an address for me where I can send the coins to from the exchange. So I'm just gonna copy this address. I'm gonna go to my exchange and send the coins to this address here. I'm gonna pause this video, send these coins, and continue from here. Okay, so I already have sent the coins from the exchange to this wallet, and let's check that. Go to overview. I can see I have 1084 and 24 cubic available. There's two transactions. I did one transaction with less coins just to test the wallet, and then I sent the rest from the exchange. So this is good. Let's go to the guide and continue with that. So the next part is that I need to do is send to myself 1000 cubic coins to create the Masternode. So I'm gonna go and create an additional address for that and label that MN1. So going back, file, receiving address, new, MN1. Okay, so here's my MN1. So this is my Masternode one. This is the address for my Masternode I just have created. Going back to the guide. Now I need to send 1000 cubic coins to this address that I just created, and do not click on the box subtract fee from amount. So I'm going to be sending to this address right here. Copy, closed, send, paste. The amount will be 1000 exact, and I will not check the subtract fee from amount. Send. So basically with this I'm gonna be sending myself 1000 cubic coins. Yes. So I'll go to overview and I see the transactions. This is done. So before going to the next step, I recommend that you wait for this transactions to confirm at least the 6 recommended times. So it's 1 of 6. I would wait until 6 and to go to the next step. Okay, so we have 6 confirmations that we needed. Let's continue with the guide. The next part is to create the Linux Vps. We're going to be using DigitalOcean. And let's go there then. DigitalOcean.com. So I'm going to log in. I already have an account. I'm not going to go through the process of creating an account here. But we're going to go and create Droplet. And select Ubuntu. We don't need anything more than the basic server here with 1 GB of memory and 1 CPU and 25 GB of disk space. that's enough. So we get the cheapest one, the $5 a month, and then you can select a data center region. It doesn't really matter where you pick. I'm gonna be picking Amsterdam, but you can select. It doesn't matter the location really. The next part, I'm gonna click on monitoring. I want to see later some information about this virtual machine, such as memory utilization and CPU. So I like to check that option, so it adds some additional monitoring. And then I'm gonna name it QBIC Masternode 001. Create. So now, after you create that, it's going to send you an email to your to the email you register with DigitalOcean, and that email will contain your root password. That's what you need to log in into the server you just created. So the server is almost done. So now we have an IP here. We just need that password and a tool to log in into the server. The tool we're going to be using is called Putty. So we're going to download that. Download Putty. This second link right here is what you need. You have a few options here. You can get the installer, 64-bit, that works. Or you can also, if you don't want to install, you probably have a package version as well, the one that you don't need to install. It should be just the binary, yes. So if you download just the binary here, you don't need to. It's not like a full installation, Windows installation. So I'm just gonna download that one to demonstrate. So I'll go to my downloads, and if I run that, it basically loads the application. You can copy that executable file anywhere in your computer, in your hard drive, and you decide where to put that. If you want to put with the wallet, you can. It doesn't matter. So now what we need to do is get the IP we created at DigitalOcean, which is this one. Copy. Then and paste right here. You can save it. I already have one saved here. We can save this session if you want to always to keep in there. Just save it, and that IP will be saved right here. If you double click on that or click on open, it's going to connect to the server, and for the first time it's gonna want to save their fingerprint in your computer. You can say yes to that. So the login is root, and you need to get the password from the email. I'm gonna do that right now. Okay, so it asked me to change the password. I'm gonna type a new password here. Oops, it's the current password that I had to type. My mistake. So I start over a session. Root. So the password I got on the email. Current password again. Now a new password. Okay, so I am in. So the next part, let's go check the guide. I'm gonna close this on the guide. After you download Putty and Save. Okay, so now we are on this part right here. We can just run that option, which I'm pretty sure already wget it's already installed. Basically, this will install wget, apt-get install wget. This will install the program that's called wget, which is a downloader. If you just run wget, you will notice it's already installed there. So you technically you don't need that part on DigitalOcean. And then you're gonna run this command right here, which will basically download this script from this URL. On Windows, to copy and paste on Putty, you basically right click on the screen. That's how I did my password too. So I typed the username and right click the password because I copy and paste. So basically a right click will paste one time, a right click will paste that on the screen. So now it's asking me to change the permission of that file that I just downloaded to 740. I'm not going to explain what that is, but basically it's changing permission so we can run that script and then run this script. So to run this script, you type /install. So that might take a few minutes. I'm gonna maximize this and record all this. So when you're watching, you can see that we're doing basically the same thing. We can compare your Windows with mine. It takes a little while, but I think it's important to record all that so it's clear for everybody that basically we're doing the same thing. This process will basically install Wallet on the Linux Vps, QBIC Wallet, and configure that for you to be serving as a masternode. And at the end, you will see that it will print on the screen a private key, and with that private key, you will be able to basically manage the masternode with your wallet, your Windows wallet, your Windows desktop wallet. So while it is downloading that, it's going to take about 80 seconds. I'm going to jump over here. So that's what it says. It's going to give you a private key. We're going to copy that private key on a text editor. And then after we copy the private key, we're going to run this command right here. So let's finish this process. Okay, I'll pause this really quick so we can continue, so I can speed up the video. Okay, so I finished downloading QBIC.tar.gz. That's probably the wallet. Okay, it finalized the script. At the end, you see there's a private key, and to copy that, how I do it, I double click and then I right click on it. That will copy on, it's like a copy and paste. You can copy and then I'm gonna paste on a text editor. Notepad, paste. Okay, so let's continue with our guide. So the next part, we need to run this command right here. I'm gonna copy, paste that on the notepad, and make sure it's all in one line. Now copy, right click, copy, go back to the Putty. I'm gonna click on Ctrl C so it goes to the next line, and then right click on the screen. That's gonna copy that whole string on the server and hit enter. So something is wrong. Okay, hold on. Something is wrong that I copied. Let me just check really quick. Okay, it's missing curl here. Sorry about that. Curl is basically another program, Linux program, to download to basically make calls to web pages through the command line. So okay, it's running the Masternode upgrade script. It's 18% right now. Let me look at the guide, see what's going to be next after that. So it says leave your VPS run and close Putty. So we're going to do that once that's completed. Let me pause that and we will catch up with that. Okay, it's now completed and we can just close Putty. Okay, I'll minimize this, go back to the guide, and the next part is to configure the Masternode on our Windows wallet. So it says go to Tools, Debug Console, and type Masternode output. So open the QBIC Wallet, go to Tools, Debug Console, and type Masternode outputs. So we need to copy that into our notepad. Another information that we need. Paste that here and continue with the guide. So now, after you got that output saved, you go to Tools, open Masternode configuration file on your wallet. So, Tools, open Masternode configuration file. And now there's an example here. We can call that MN1. We can just copy this example and basically copy and paste that and change the values, right? So the first thing it's asking me here, so this is the alias of the Masternode. We named that MN1 when we created the address, so I'm gonna keep that MN1. The IP of my Masternode, so sorry, that port doesn't look correct. I'm gonna get the example from the guide. So this is a much better example right here. Going back to the Masternode configuration, I'm going to remove that, paste this, So it's the alias, no space in the front, there's no space here. IP, I'm gonna get the IP from the VPS I just created. I can get from the Putty, which I saved here. It's this one. Copy, paste right there. So then the text ID, if you look at the guide, you will see that it's a VPS IP port to leave the port and VPS private key and then transaction ID. So VPS private key I also copied here. It's on this file. Very important. This was the first output that I got when I ran the first script on the VPS. That's my private key, the Masternode private key. I'm gonna paste that onto Masternode instead of this, so I'm just gonna remove this, paste, and give it a space. And this also I'm going to overwrite with the information I have on my, which is a transaction ID. This is a transaction ID that I got from that command and Masternode's outputs. And then number 1. So just gonna paste that there and leave number 1. So if you look at the guide, you will notice that you have private key, transaction ID, and index. Those transaction ID and index we got from the Masternode outputs, just to make sure. Then save and close, restart your wallet. Let's do that. So I need to save and close the masternode.conf. Save, close the wallet. Let me open the wallet again. You need to let it synchronize. But if you go to Masternodes here, you will already see your Masternode there because it loaded from the configuration that you already did. So let me look at the guide to see if there's anything else, because I think now we just need to start it. Exactly. So that's the last part right here. We need to, I would just wait until it syncs. Down here, synchronize Masternodes, because if you try to start now, start missing, it says its Masternode list is not synced. So you need to wait for it. So you need to wait for the synchronization to happen at the bottom here. When there's no more synchronization, you can click on start missing and you start your Masternode. So okay, it's now synchronized. The status is missing and I'm going to click on start missing. Are you sure you want to start missing Masternode? Yes. I enter my password. And it says successfully started 1 Masternode. Failed to start 0. Total 1. Great. So its in status now is pre-enabled. So this will be there for about between 10 and 1 hour, 10 minutes and 1 hour. And I'm gonna pause now and come back in about, I don't know, 30 minutes and check, and if it's enabled, we'll finish that. Okay, the status is now enabled and this Masternode build is completed. Now we just need to wait for the first reward to come, which might take up to 48 hours today. I hope this video was informative and you guys enjoyed it. See you next time.